You guys know how I do it. I do these daily check-ins. This is my daily check-in, right? I do it about noon. It's a nooner, right? So I'm about 11:56. So hope you guys are doing well. I'm actually downtown. I'm on location, right? I'm downtown at the Level Hotel, which is a big sponsor of whatever Russell of Hotels does. In fact, they have that Russell of Hotels rate. Just the promo code ROH 23 will get you that rate. So stayinglevel.com, go ROH 23, that'll get you that rate. Okay, so we'll talk about that later. But yeah, as you can see, I'm downtown. You can hear some of the stuff that goes on downtown. Let me just turn on the chat. So you guys are more than welcome to make, and I apologize for the outside interference, the sirens that are going on. But when you're downtown, LA, you're gonna get whatever there is to hear, you're gonna hear it, right? So, but that's okay. That doesn't take away from the Level Hotel and the great services and the great rooms that they have and that they provide for their travelers and all that stuff. So, that's just it is what it is, right? There's nothing I can do about that. But today is Thursday, September 21st. I think I said hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, I hope you guys are. So I'm doing well. I said, you know what? I didn't want to stay in the office today, the home office. So I said, you know what? Let me go out and check out the Level. Haven't been there for probably about a month and a half or so. So let me just go and just kind of post up and do some things from there, right? So that's where I am. That's what I'm doing today. I'll be here for a couple hours. Met with the general manager, who is Craig. Great guy. We used to work together with Broughton Hotels back in the day. So when you're trying to do things, trying to get that rate, that Russell of Hotels rate, always start with the people that you know, right? People that and that know you, right? They know what you're capable of doing and things like that. So always start with them and then branch out from there. Okay. So I started my first hotel that had that Russell of Hotels rate was here, or is the Level Hotel. And then from there, I got other ones, but this was the first one, right? So of course you got a certain fondness for that, but and certain fondness for Craig. Craig's a cool dude. So there you go. So there you go. But anyway, chat is open. Feel free to make your comments. Let's see. Before I get started, you guys know I always have an agenda, right? So I have a couple things I want to talk about, and let me just show you. This is just kind of. I brought my little camera today, so that's if you keep walking, you see the camera straight ahead. If you keep walking that way, you run into the pool area as well as the basketball court. So this is the building right here, right? There's meeting space right there. They have limited meeting space. I would say it's probably less than 8,000 square feet of meeting space, but it's, ideal for, smaller groups, of course, right? And you have outside patio. That's where I'm sitting. You can see over there. You can see in back of me. Let me see. You go back this way. You go back that way. You see some of the skyline, a couple buildings over there. So yeah, so that's where I am situated, located, the Level Hotel, right in the middle of downtown LA. So yeah, there you go. And now back to me. Back to me. So anyway, I'm Russell of Hotels. I do these lives this is a daily check-in. So I do a daily check-in Monday through Friday. I try to do it around noon. I call them nooners, right? So and we talk about anything hospitality or anything that can enhance what you do. If that's your brand, if that's your social media presence. Today, probably be a little bit of all that kind of stuff today. But let's see. There we go. The brand is you, right? I always talk about this, right? I always say, hey, you're the brand, right? You're the brand that represents whatever brand you work for. So let's say I worked here at the Level Hotel. Well, people, they know me, right? They don't know the Level Hotel, right? So I don't think it matters where you work. I think what matters is that they know you and that you're credible, right? So this is two parts to this, right? But I have 5 points I want to make today as far as the brand is you. I remember some years ago, I took a branding class, several branding classes through UCLA. And, and the first class that I took was called The Brand Is You. And I didn't really realize the concept that, because you always worked for somebody, and personal branding was not a big deal back then, right? And this has been at least 10, 11 years ago. So it was not a big deal. Personal branding was not like it is now with with social media and the presence that you want to have. So the brand is you is more important today than it's ever been. But a lot of people don't get that, right? They're not picking up on it. But my job is to make sure people know. And of course, I start with what I know best, and that's the hospitality industry. That's hotel sales, right? That's CVB sales. CVB stands for Convention and Visitors Bureau. So anything tourism, anything hotel related, sales related, that's what I'm talking about, right? But this can be used in any industry, right? If you're selling, if you're in front of people all the time, if you're trying to build relationships, the brand is you, right? So you may be the brand, the personal brand is you, and then you may represent a brand. But like I said, people are not going to buy that brand until they buy you, until they buy off on what you're telling them, right? So that's what I'm just trying to get across. So I have 5 things I'm going to talk about today, and then 5 things tomorrow, okay? So just to keep it easy, give you little bite-sized morsels or nuggets, right? I'm not trying to just force feed you to eat all this big plate of food, right? I just want to spoon feed you, if you will, okay? I'm on one today. So, but anyway, comments are welcome. If you want to make comments, feel free to do that. We're live on LinkedIn. We're live on YouTube. Like I said, this is every Monday through Friday I do this, right? And I always have a topic. So, number one, authenticity. Your personal brand is a reflection of who you are, your values, and your unique qualities. It's it's about being genuine and true to yourself. When the brand is you, authentically is at the core of your brand identity. So it's you, right? So whatever you are as a person, that's your brand, right? If you're a butthole, well then your brand is, oh, that Russell, he's a butthole. You know what I mean? Well, hopefully people don't say that about me, not consistently at least. But you know, if that's what you are, that's what you are. But you got to be real. You can't be fake, right? You can't come here. I can't be, come on these things and start, all of a sudden I'm being serious and I'm like, well, yeah, well, the authenticity and this. Well, that's not me, right? So just be authentic because people will read through the BS, okay? So you want to make sure that you are real. Number two, and this is 2 of 5, right? And 2 of 5. So consistency, consistency is huge, right? Just like a company's brand, your personal brand should be consistent across various platforms and interactions. Whatever you what Whether you're on social media, in a meeting, or at a networking event, your personal brand should convey a consistent message. Yeah, so whatever that is, if you like, I try to be consistent, right? So I do these lives or these daily check-ins or my show on air with Russell of Hotels every Tuesday, right? Every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, I do it, right? So I've done 222 shows, right? 222 shows, and that's over the course of about almost 4 years, right? So that's consistency, right? And someone the other day told me, they said, oh, I love how consistent you are with your social media presence. And I'm like, well, you have to be, because they won't take you serious if you're not consistent. If you're there half the time and gone the other half or 3/4 of the time, people are not gonna, they're not gonna want to hear what you have to say. And you want to try to build a community, right? So you have to build community by being consistent. You can't build it being inconsistent. So whatever you're trying to get across, whatever, credibility you're trying to establish, because people will start seeing you as an expert on what you're talking about, right? And that's what you want. But you can only get that from consistency. So consistently creating content. So this is creating content, right? Me here speaking to whoever the heck I'm speaking to is creating content. Just like if I'm posting things on Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or Facebook or whatever platforms, that's creating content, and that's being consistent. So whatever platform you're choosing to do, whatever message you're trying to get across, just be consistent. You have to be consistent or people will not take you serious. The third one, boom, professional reputation. Your personal brand is closely tied to your professional reputation. It's about how you're perceived by colleagues, clients, and your industry peers. Building a positive reputation is an essential part of personal branding. So, people got to know who you are first and foremost, but you got to be professional at all the time, right? So, a lot of people know me from when I worked in the hotel, right? So they knew me then. Hopefully, they respected what I did. If they didn't, okay, because sometimes that happens, right? But hopefully, for the most part, people, they respect me for when I worked on property. Now that I'm off property, I can help more people, right? Because as a marketer, I can only help if I'm a marketer and I work for a hotel, one hotel, I can only work on or work for that one hotel. So one of the reasons why I started Russell of Hotels was to help multiple people or to help multiple hotels, right? I'm not just pigeonholed into whatever the issues that hotel has, right? So over time, hopefully, I built this professional reputation that people, they can call on me for certain things, right? If that's social media, they can call me for social media. How do I start my content? How do I build online presence or whatever it is, right? So hopefully those people know that, and some of the projects that I've done, they say, okay, he does good work, and that way they can refer me to other, their clients, their friends, their colleagues. I mean, and that's what you want, right? So you want that consistency, but that can only come if you have a good reputation, right? If you have a shitty reputation, well, that ain't gonna go too far, right? So always make sure you have professional reputation, right? You have to have that because your personal brand is closely tied to that. Okay, so just remember that. Number 5, and this is the last one: expertise and authority. When the brand is often position yourself as an expert or authority in your field. I mentioned that a while ago, right? So if you're putting yourself out there, you're putting yourself out there to be an authority or an expert, and people will see that. The more they see, they're like, well, who is this guy and why is he talking about this? And so once they, start listening to you, they're like, oh, okay, he knows hotels. Okay, hence the name Russell of Hotels, right? Hopefully that's what they say. This involves sharing your knowledge, insights, and experiences to help others and contribute to your industry. Okay, I am. Wait a minute. Expertise and authority. I think I missed something. But anyway, so always let people know what you do, who you are, what you do, and how you can help them, right? And yeah, it's okay to come across as you are the expert on certain things because, in essence, you are. That's what you're trying to be, right? So I always share my experiences. Every time I say something, I say, hey, this is based on my experiences, right? If I'm talking about hiring employees, if I'm talking about what I did as far as social media in my last job as a director of sales and marketing, I'm speaking from experience, right? I'm speaking from what worked for me at that particular hotel and some of the challenges I came across, right? If that's social media, if that's, hiring people, if that's, just doing my day to day job, right? All these things are based on my experiences. I mentioned I was doing a show on air with Russell of Hotels, and I had a guest on last week, and we were talking about entrepreneurism and why I left the hotel, basically why I left the hotel industry, right, to start my own thing. I said, and the reason was, I said, well, based on my experience, my last hotel was not my best. It wasn't a good experience for me. It was a dream hotel for me to work there because I always had driven by that hotel. I was like, oh my God, I want to work at that hotel. So I put it out there, right? And I actually got the job there. But it was the worst experience of my professional life, right? It just was. So, but that experience, I still draw on that experience, good, bad, or indifferent. Doesn't matter. Draw on the good, the bad, or indifferent experience, and because it's still your experience, right? And apply that to, because people are going through the same issues that you went through there, or that I went through at that same hotel, right? So everything's not always going to be rosy, right? So being an expert or being an authority does not mean everything is perfect and rosy. No, if you came across obstacles, you need to share those things because guess what? You may not be the only one that went through those same obstacles, and someone may need to talk to you about, well, how do I deal with, maybe a general manager, or subordinates, or or whoever the heck you had to deal with, ownership. I mean, all those things, that's part of what you learn, good, bad, or indifferent. It was still a learning thing, right? And you can share those experiences as well. So, but the more you talk about it, the more people see that okay, he does have an expertise in this. Okay, so he is an authority on that. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what it is, but you have to share, you got to share your story, right? You have to share your story, your experiences. Not all experiences and not all stories are perfect and good, and they shouldn't be, because no one out here is perfect. If there's someone that's perfect, please let me know. Let me know who are they. I need to get with them. So just make sure you're sharing your experience. You're being authentic. You're being real. You ain't being fake. Okay, that's one thing about me. No one's ever gonna say, "Oh, that Russell, he's fake. Oh my God, that guy, he's something else." No, they're never gonna say that. Russell's gonna share the real experience. He will tell you that, yeah, this was that. Yeah, that was my dream hotel, but it was a nightmare. Okay, and these are some of these are some of the things that you should try to do to avoid. Some of the things I couldn't avoid. It was just there, right? But it's how you deal with the things or that adversity, right? It's how you rise to the occasion, right? So people will throw things at you all day long, right? But it's all, like I said, this all comes back and it's all based on your experience and how you handle that. And how now you can, I live to tell the story, right? And I live to tell other people how they can avoid that, or if you are faced with certain things, how to, how to rise above it. So there you go. There you go. And is this the last one? Community building. Personal branding often involves building a community of followers or like minded individuals who resonate with your brand. These connections can provide support and opportunities for collaboration. Okay, so you had to build a community, just like we're trying to, social media is big on communities, right? Who's following you? Who are you trying to get to follow you? I just use that as an example, right? You want to grow your following, right? But you have to give them what they're looking for, right? And sometimes some of the people that are following you are not your tribe, so to speak. They're listening, or they may be listening, or they may be kind of hit and miss, like, oh, I don't know what he's talking about. But you want to build a consistent following or a consistent community, people that, and they don't necessarily have to be like minded. I don't like that everyone has to think the same, right? I think there's certain things that you will resonate with certain people. Like, say, if I'm, you know, teaching people or having a conversation about just, posting things on social media. If you're a hotel or you're a travel brand or whatever, not everyone's going to agree with what you have to say, right? Some people are going to have their own way of doing things, and that's fine, okay? Because and maybe they have a way that you haven't even thought about. So ask people for their opinion, okay? That's when you come to building a community, you build that community so you can ask them questions and they can ask you questions, right? Maybe they're doing something a little different. So you don't have to have necessarily like-minded people that think 100% like you do. Who wants that? I don't want that at all, right? Because you can only learn if people are different, right? They have different experiences. They come to the table with different issues, right? And that's what different challenges and different issues. That's what you want, right? But you do want to build a community of people that rock with you, that roll with you, that will listen to you. If it's good, bad, or indifferent, if they want to challenge you on certain things, that's fine too, right? And that's okay. Because, like I said, everyone is not going to agree with you. But how do we build that community? We start with social media, whatever platforms you're on. And I'm not saying you need to be on every single platform. I seem to resonate more with people on LinkedIn. Okay, so that's why I focus more of my attention. A lot of my lives are on LinkedIn. I used to do the Instagram thing, but Instagram is good for. I think it's good for vanity sometimes. I don't think it's good for substance for me. It's getting business and getting people to ask questions and getting more engagement. I get more engagement from LinkedIn than I do from Instagram, right? I mean, people on Instagram they look at it more as the entertainment value, right? Which is fine too, but does it lead to things outside of us doing the live and they're asking questions or they're being entertained? No, a lot of times it doesn't. But LinkedIn does. It has more substance. People are there for more business than more entertainment. Although some people do want to be entertained on LinkedIn as well, right? So that's okay too. But it's all about building the community, building that tribe. So whatever resonates with you, whatever you're getting most of your business from or getting more engagement from, spend most of your time in that particular platform. Now, I happen to be involved in multiple platforms. I mean, like I said, LinkedIn is number one. Instagram probably be number two. I'm on YouTube as well. In fact, this is live on YouTube as well. I do post things on Facebook, but that's more of personal stuff. I want to make sure people know that yeah, I'm still around. I'm still doing certain things, right? But that's more personal. I do things on Twitter or X or whatever the heck they call it now. Um, I just post some of the same things that I post on LinkedIn onto there, and I also do things on TikTok. So I'm trying to grow my TikTok following as well because a lot more people are looking at TikTok for information on travel, hotels, or whatever. So it's fine to do that. It's not all about being silly or whatever. And not that anything's wrong with that, because if that's getting you people looking at your profile and looking at your page, well then okay, so be it. However you get them is one thing, but how you keep them is something else, right? So there you go. So it's all about building community. So just remember that while the brand is you, is also about how you can align your personal brand with the goals and values of the company you work for. Okay. When these two brands are in harmony, it can lead to a more successful and fulfilling career. So it doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur or you work for someone, the brand is still you. Okay. So but people are going to buy you before they even get to that brand, right? People are going to buy me before they understand that Russell of Hotels is like, oh, he does consulting for hotels, like social media consulting. He does hotel site selection. He does all those things. But, bottom line, I know Russell, okay? And that's what you want. You want to know that personal brand of you before you get to the other stuff. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a freelancer, or an employee, understand and cultivating your personal brand can have a significant impact on your professional journey. It's an ongoing process that can evolve as you grow and develop in your career. So personal branding is a must. It's something we all need to do. Remember, the brand is you, right? We need to embrace that and understand that whatever we're putting out there as this Russell of whoever is what people relate to your brand, right? Like, okay, he's a jerk here, so why would I want to, buy from this other brand, the brand that he works for? You know what I mean? So if you're a jerk to people, that's your brand, right? That's your brand persona, and that's not what you want, right? So you want to be, you want to be true to who you are, but well, I guess if you're a jerk, then you're a jerk, right? But a lot of people won't be buying it because of your jerkiness. So anyway, so just make sure, just to recap, the first five I went through: authenticity, consistency, professional reputation, expertise and authority, and community building. Okay, so those are the five things I'm going through today. That's it. I just want to share one more thing with you. Let's see. Well, today's Thursday, September 21st, so we already know that, right? But where I am, right? Like I said, when I started this, I'm at the Level Hotel. I'm live from here. I'm live from the Level Hotel. I'm actually outside on their patio. The patio is huge. They do. Did I tell you they do movies on Fridays and Saturday nights? You can't see it. It's on the other side of where I'm sitting. But they do movies. It's all set up like a theater style seating with a screen on one of the office buildings that's right next door. It's kind of cool, right? And they do refreshments and all that for their guests. And I think also it's open to people on the outside that may live downtown, that may want to come to a kind of community thing and kind of network with people and watch movies and have barbecue, and because they serve food as well and drinks. So it's kind of cool. And like I said, they do have a pool. They have a full basketball court, sports court, or whatever. If you want to come out and get your basketball Jones on, you can do that as well. But yeah, Level Hotel, they offer that Russell of Hotels rate. You go stayinglevel.com is their website. Use promo code ROH23 to get the rate that I would get, right? No, it's not going to be free, okay? I'm not giving away free rooms today. Maybe another time. But it is located downtown LA. It's on Olive Street, Olive and Ninth. And it's not too far from, what is it called? Crypto Arena. That's where the Lakers, Kings, and Sparks play. The Clippers as well. Not too far from the convention center, because the convention center is right across from Crypto Arena. So it's all within, you can walk there if you wanted to, but it's all in the close proximity to each other. And then you have LA Live that has a lot of shops and restaurants and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of things to do downtown. A lot of buildings here. A lot of people do business in the area. And of course, you choose a hotel like this. If you're like a long-term stay, like say you can stay one night, doesn't matter. But if you stay like 5, 6 nights, they love long-term stays, because guess what? This hotel has washers and dryers, full kitchen. All rooms have balconies. Did you hear that? Did you hear me say all rooms have balconies? So yeah, it's kind of cool. It's really nice. It's kind of cool, and they're huge. The rooms are big. The rooms are 1, 2, and 3 bedroom suites. The smallest one bedroom, is 700 square feet. Now your typical hotel room is only 300 to 350 square feet. For some hotels, I may be being a little generous, right? But these hotel rooms start at 700 square feet. So there you go, Level Hotel. There you go. So that's it until tomorrow. I'll pick up the other 5. What is this called? The brand is you. I have 5 more tips or steps to go through. So join me tomorrow, right? Same time. Well, I don't know if it's the same time, but I'll let you know, right? I'm gonna try to shoot around noon. It'll be another nooner. Okay. So, and these typically only go about 20 minutes. So I'm at 27 minutes. So I'm a little over. But anyway, that's it. So hopefully that information was good for you. Any questions at all, you can feel free to reach out to me, DM me, slide into my DMs, or message me, whatever. My information's out there. My website is russellofhotels.com, right? So my phone number is there, my email is there. Any way to get in communication with me is there, all right? So until tomorrow, you guys have a great day, and happy Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow.